The train screeched. Sparks flew. I stepped onto the platform. Diesel smoke choked the air. Towers of steel and glass scraped the sky. Gears spun in vast mechanisms. The ambient hum of machinery was a constant reminder of the city's lifeblood. This was Dieselpunk heaven. Eternal industry. Engines vibrated through the ground. Each step echoed with the clang of metal. A symphony of industry playing in the background. Figures moved through the fog, clad in leather and goggles, their paradise, or perhaps their prison. The factory dominated the skyline, a colossal structure of iron and rivets. Smoke billowed from its many stacks. The ground trembled with the rhythm of its machinery. This was the heart of Dieselpunk heaven. Inside, gears spun and pistons pumped. Workers tended the machines, their movements precise, repetitive. They were part of the mechanism, cogs in the vast industrial machine. The air was thick with the smell of oil and steam. Giant pipes carried fluids of unknown purpose. Sparks flew from welding torches. The clang of metal echoed through the cavernous space. This was a place of creation, or perhaps destruction. 7 minutes. I walked through the factory's labyrinthine corridors, observing the strange ballet of man and machine. The relentless pulse of the engines created an almost hypnotic beat, a testament to the ceaseless toil and dedication of those who worked within its walls, the constant hum of activity. Outside, the streets were narrow canyons, lined with towering buildings, a mix of Art Deco and industrial design. Chrome gleamed alongside rusting metal. This was a city of contrasts, a blend of progress and decay. Vintage cars, modified with futuristic gadgets, cruised the streets. Airships drifted lazily overhead, their propellers churning the smoky air. The sidewalks were crowded with figures in period clothing, their faces obscured by goggles and gas masks. Streetlights flickered, casting long shadows, adding to the sense of mystery. The air was thick with the smell of diesel and ozone. A strange energy permeated the city, a sense of both vitality and decay. 6 minutes. I walked the streets, observing the strange inhabitants of this mechanical world, their routines, their interactions. Static crackled from a nearby radio. A voice spoke, distorted, incoherent, a message from another world, or perhaps from another time. The airwaves here were filled with whispers, fragments of lost conversations. The radio was an old-fashioned model, with vacuum tubes and dials, but it had been modified, enhanced with strange technology. It seemed to pick up signals from beyond this realm, from the echoes of the past. The whispers were unsettling, haunting. They spoke of a world that was, and a world that could be. They beckoned with tales of forgotten eras and possible futures, merging history and destiny into a single narrative. 5 minutes. I listened to the whispers, trying to decipher their meaning, trying to understand the story they told. Beneath the sprawling metropolis, hidden from the eyes of the unobservant, lay an ancient archive, a place where the forgotten stories of the city were kept. Dusty reels of film, old phonographs, pages yellowed with time, each artifact a whisper of a bygone era. I descended into this vault of memories. The air was thick with nostalgia, each item a fragment of a tale waiting to be told. As I explored, I discovered a peculiar device, a projector unlike any I had seen before. It hummed softly, as if alive. Curious, I fed a reel into it. The room flickered to life. Images danced on the walls, scenes from a past life of the city. People in old-fashioned attire, bustling through streets that seemed both familiar and alien. Their laughter and voices echoed, ghostly and faint. It was a window to a time long gone, yet eerily present. The echoes told of triumphs and tragedies, of love lost and found, of dreams built and shattered. I was entranced, lost in the stories of those who had walked these streets before me. The echoes were poignant, a reminder that while the city evolved, it never forgot its roots. I lingered there, absorbing the essence of the past, feeling the weight of history and the promise of the future intertwined. The echoes whispered their secrets, and I listened, grateful for the stories they shared. Buildings were machines, giant clockwork mechanisms, breathing with the city's life. Cathedrals of industry, Art Deco, and industrial design. Spires reached for the sky. I marveled at their beauty. Fog hung heavy in the air, obscuring the city's details, creating an atmosphere of mystery and suspense. Shadows danced in the flickering light of the street lamps. Whispers echoed through the narrow streets. The fog was thick, oily. It clung to everything, to the buildings, to the people, to the very air itself. It was a palpable presence, a shroud that enveloped the city. The shadows seemed to have a life of their own, shifting and swirling in the fog. They concealed the city's secrets, its hidden corners, its darker truths. 2 minutes. I walked through the fog and shadows, feeling the city's secrets pressing in, sensing the weight of its history. The inhabitants of Dieselpunk heaven were not human, not entirely. They were beings of steel and smoke. Their flesh was metal. Their blood was oil. They were the embodiment of the city itself. They moved with a mechanical precision. Their faces were expressionless, hidden behind goggles and masks. They were the workers, the builders, the maintainers of this mechanical world. They were the souls of Dieselpunk heaven, forever bound to the city's gears and engines, forever trapped in its perpetual motion. They were the price of its existence. 1 minute. My time was up. I had glimpsed the heart of this mechanical world. I had seen its beauty and its horror. I had witnessed the souls of steel and smoke